fortress and see what I got. Hey farm hands, Farm REEF here. How's everyone doing today? So we're gonna do a little DIY. We're gonna make a macro algae reactor. So I got a few. Hey farm hands, Farm REEF here. How's everybody doing today? So in this episode of the Superman build, what I want to do is build a macro reactor in the Superman sump. As you guys know, there's no baffles or anything there. I just went pretty simple. I just put a tank in there, a skimmer, a couple of reactors, made it very simple and easy. But I want to have a refugium as well. But the best way I feel is if I put a reactor in there, put a bunch of macroalgae, put a light on there, it's definitely going to be more beneficial for me because I don't have much room and I can put more gear and keep things a lot cleaner. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. I'm going to show you how we're going to turn this Deltec reactor into a macroalgae reactor. And what it's going to do is the microalgae, I got some here in a bowl. That's going to be going into this reactor, and what it does is we're going to feed it light, and what it's going to do is going to absorb all the nutrients and everything that's in the tank water, so it makes the water a lot cleaner. And then other things that actually grow in here as well, you're going to have a lot of different kinds of pods. They're going to take off and multiply, plus feed your tank and feed your corals, what's really beneficial. So that's what I want to do. I want to make this into a macroalgae so we can just feed the tank, because what I want to do is have my water as clean as possible, not too clean, but as clean as possible, because it's going to be dominated SPS tank, and I want to be able to feed that tank very heavily on all the corals, but I want to make sure to take all that nutrients out of the water as well, so it's not there and creating phosphates and nitrates and all that stuff. So this is what we're doing today. I'm going to show you how simple and easy it's going to be and what we're going to use to light this up. So I got the macroalgae right here, guys. This is what's going to be going in here. I just got a nice little ball of it I picked up at my local fish store. You're going to need some zip ties, scissors, and lighting. So what I have right here, guys, I have two Tunzi. These are 8850 LED lights. These are fully submersible. You can put them in the water. They have mounts as well that you can do, and they're actually full spectrum, so you can put them over your reef tanks, and they have a magnet on it, and it can just sit like this over your tank. You can put it in your tank, over the tank. I use this on my other tanks as well. When I was doing the lab, I had one in each refugium, and man, did it ever grow that macroalgae. I'll try to post a couple pictures of what those sumps look like with these lights running. It was awesome. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to grow macroalgae in here no problem, and this will be a natural filter to filter out all the different things that are in the water to keep all my corals happy, and plus, you know, feed the fish and corals as well by just having some pods growing in there. So this is gonna be a pretty simple one. I see a lot of guys, what they do is they get that tape LED and they're gonna wrap it around. But the problem is I need something that's waterproof, because I have no room under that stand and I need this to go right in the sump. So whatever light I'm using, it needs to be waterproof, so it doesn't get no shocks or kill or hurt anybody. So this way I can put my reactor, submerge it right back into the sump, and everybody's happy. So yeah, it comes with the two-sided magnets, so you can place on anywhere, and it's full spectrum. These 8850 LEDs from Tunzi, and you actually can get a controller, so they're dimmable. You can pick all the different colors, blues, reds, whites, all different kinds of stuff. So they're definitely an awesome LED. Even if you just have that over your nano tank, you're good to go. So let's get started here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find pretty much the center of this reactor, and we're gonna take these two LEDs, and we're just gonna zip tie them right to the sides of this reactor. It's so simple, and that's what the plan is. We're just gonna do that up, make that really nice and neat, and then we just gotta take a few of the components that are inside this reactor, because we don't need all the foam brackets and stuff that's in here. So first, let's go ahead, let's open up the reactor, just take it apart. So we don't need any of these foam pieces. We can just take that out, just like that. But I want the water still to flow down the bottom and up, so it just keeps that circulation going, and maybe give it a little bit of a tumble. So we'll just put that back in, just like that. And then we're just gonna put this top back in after we put the macroalgae inside. So first, let's go ahead, let's start mounting these LEDs. So we're gonna end up marking our centers, and almost want a second pair of hands with this. So I don't have the biggest zip ties, so I just put two together. That'll maybe, you know, it's gonna reach around here, and maybe I might two look like it's gonna work perfectly. So we just you might actually want to have an extra set of hands here. So we go like this. We can get things all mounted up, and then we can start rearranging here. Okay, so I didn't tighten up too much yet. So we have the Deltec sticker there, so that's gonna be our center. So we know to put this back in here like that. So we just need it to be center of these two areas. So we can actually bring it down a bit. Because we want the light to be evenly across. So that's pretty good, like right there, I think, which is good. So let's get a couple more zip ties and we'll just weave them together again. So this is a pretty simple DIY, guys. And what I like these are fully dispersible and nobody's gonna get electrocuted here. Plus they're low voltage as well, so meaning I'm not gonna get hurt. Make sure they're squared up. I want it to be presentable. So that looks pretty decent like that. So let's just cut off the extra. So I think that's enough zip ties. This will be pretty good. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. So that's pretty sweet. You see that there? Pretty simple. So I'm gonna plug it in. I'll show you guys. So like I said, these have full spectrum. So you even have red if you want to run red on your macro LGs. Lots of tests on different lighting spectrums and color of LEDs. But that keeps it pretty simple. So this one's red right now, but eventually it's going to go through the motions. It's probably going to turn on to like just white for now. And if you want every other different color on this, you just have to get the controller for it. So that's pretty sweet. So all we have to do now is we just have to put the macro LG in there and then go and plug this into the system. See, it's starting to change the different colors there now. You guys can see that. Just like that. And so we just got to put the macro LG in there now. So I got just a nice ball of it. So I'm just going to put it in here, put it around just like that. Put the top piece in. Boom. And then put this back in. Tighten that up. There we go. So now we just see there, now it's on the whites. See how perfect that looks? So all I have to do now is we're just going to go to the Superman tank and we're going to plumb this right in. And we don't need too much flow, just enough flow. And what I want to do is the outlet of this, put it near my return pump, so any pods or anything, eventually when they start to spread in here and start to multiply, they can go right back into the main display and help feed the tank as well. So that looks pretty sweet, guys. Can't complain. And that's a simple hack, and it looks pretty neat too. You don't have no the tape light going around it. It looks nice and neat, and that's fully submersible. You can put that in any tank you want to go, and it's safe and great. So all right, so I'm gonna go start plumbing this in the tank, and we can start putting the flow in it. And we're gonna do some updates on here. Like we see right now, there's about 3 inches in the bottom here of the macro algae, and I want to see by feeding the tank and how fast this macro algae is going to grow. And I'll probably run the light spectrum here the opposite of the tank, so when my lights are off at night, this will be on, and during the day the tank lights will be on and this will be off. So they'll always be working with each other, so off and on, and that way it'll keep the tank completely in check. So this way I can help feed the tank even more and more, because you know how much our corals love to eat and our fish, and this will definitely help filtration. So I'm gonna go place that in the tank and then we can check it out. All right, farm hands, so there we go. We got it all installed. It's looking really good. Let's check it out. So this macroalgae, the Tunzi 8850s are working perfectly. And there's the macroalgae. I gotta clean this sump up a bit. It's part of the maintenance today. So it's gonna look good. So we're gonna keep an eye on this macroalgae, see how it's really gonna start growing and absorb all that nutrients that's in the water. And there's flow. I'm just gonna put a piece of pipe on the back of that, so it'll make things a lot quieter. And I'm gonna do a water change as well while I'm getting everything in order here, and just add some more carbon. So it looks perfect, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. If you guys could please subscribe and hit that like button, that'd be awesome. So stay tuned for the next videos coming up.